Hi everybody, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is your reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I actually didn't roll the dice. I was like, who's going to be next? The last three signs for the 2020 preview, and your face of the die was up, and I know you've been waiting, anticipating. So I'm going to do your 2020 preview now. Thank you guys so much for waiting. I really needed the right time to do this, and I feel like that's come now, and I hope that you enjoy this video. At the end of the video, I'll link through to the second part that will be for members only for a portion, and then maybe I'll publish it for everybody else. Anyway, I hope the first part, 2 months of the year, were good, and I hope that you're enjoying your spring. It's actually technically the beginning of the year right now, so I hope that is a good energy, because Pisces season is the last season, and then Aries. I do want to say that my last three signs I'm reading are the favorite. Last four are some of my favorite, and the ones that I'm most curious about, and you're definitely one of that. Okay, so let's take a look. So we have the Four of Swords. So this year you should expect Cancer to experience a significant break. A break from stress, a break from all the little things that have been the focal point of your life while the North Node was in Cancer. North Node in Cancer is particularly intense because you guys take so much on anyway. So on top of that, you have this kind of funnel directing energy at you. So you've gone through a lot of intense energy that was directed at you from other people. And by May, you're going to see that really ease up as the North Node moves into Gemini. You have the Nine of Cups next, and something to do with a prophecy is going to come true, and it's a good one. It's something that you heard along the way, maybe in a tarot card reading, or maybe in a private reading you got with someone. Someone said something to you, maybe it was a dream, so it doesn't have to be from the outside in. So there was some kind of prophecy that came to your attention, and it's been with you for a while, and now it's coming true. So be excited. It's going to be something good. It's a blessing. It's something good coming through. And then we have the Princess of Cups, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Secondary transits in Earth. If you have a young daughter, then like a adult daughter, she might be getting married this year or having a child herself, in which case, congratulations. Also, you might find yourself very much moving towards a relationship in an excited way. So you're very excited. You're putting your heart out on the line for something. You're really opening up at this time throughout the year. So your heart's going to be very open and ready to receive. I think in some way you really want to let go of, like, the pressures of past relationships that have held you down, whether it's friendships or romance. You're very much done with that, gone and moved on, and you're opening up your heart to easier, more carefree or nicer possibilities. So things that are not going to be stifling to you or too intense, and yeah, they're just going to be more straightforward. You might have love from far away, so something on the internet, and maybe something far away, someone you've met who moved away, especially to another continent. So you're looking at really long distance relationships. Then we have the Queen of Cups, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. You might find yourself in a position in which you really grow into a more mature aspect of your emotions. This may have to do with a relationship that you're in. So for those of you who are married or in a partnership, that partnership will evoke out of you a more serious side of yourself, a more serious type of who you are. So you're going to experience a relationship with someone, maybe the King of Swords, because I just happened to look down and there he was, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And within that relationship, you will learn and grow and kind of expand yourself, expand who you are as a person. Let's take a look at the next card. We have the King of Cups, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, secondary transits in fire, Sagittarius, or Aries. There's going to be someone in your environment who's incredibly giving and incredibly kind. And I think that your heart is going to be very much bonded to this individual. This person is going to make a positive impact on your life. And likewise, your relationships with people in your community are going to be very, very rich and empowering. So you're going to have that holistic, intense, good experience with the people around you. So you're going to feel very, I don't know, just really connected with a lot of nice people. Look at all these water sign cards come in. There's a very emotional year, I think, for you. Very based in relationships, very much based in love and relationships and warmth and just heart-centered kind of things. Okay, number 6, we have the 6 of Rods, Jupiter in Leo. There's going to be some kind of moral victory that you win within your family. Something that you wish to have happened is going to happen, especially in the way of peace, in the way of like, there's going to be peace in a situation that you really wish could happen in your family. So it's not about winning, it's really about bringing people together and improving the lot of everybody involved. So you're going to celebrate quite a lot this year because you'll feel like your family is getting closer and that people are talking. Maybe they're taking the first steps to reconciliation. And this all starts with like rest. So there's this energy here of really letting sleeping dogs lay. So that doesn't mean like talking very intensely between people. I think maybe taking a step back for a part of the time and maybe connecting with people with whom you do have those positive connections and waiting for those family situations that were problematic or difficult to come back around and improve. The next card is the Death card. This is the card of Scorpio. I have a feeling Scorpio energy is actually really strong for you. I feel like this person may be a Scorpio. Let me just tell you a little caveat since we have all these court cards here. Just because these are princesses and the queen, that doesn't mean that they're women. And this does not necessarily mean that this is a man. So we're looking at 2 or 3 different individuals who have significant water placements, or they're expressing themselves a lot around you. So it's an emotional relationship. But over here, I have a feeling that you are going to overcome some kind of ending that had been difficult for you to deal with in the past. And I think you're going to, in some way, find peace with it. So you're going to neutralize those feelings. You're going to rise above them, move forward. It's just going to be something that your mind is going to be at peace, and you're going to let those old situations kind of fade away while you celebrate who's present in front of you and the people with whom you can spend your time. You're going to have a lot of energy to share with the people around you, and you're going to spend your time with people who are present, who are healthy, who love you, who you love, and it's going to be a very healthy environment. Not so much dealing so far with kind of conflict. There's not too much conflict here. This year it looks like you're seeking agreeableness, and it's all about community, joint community, making connections. Not so much this year about troubleshooting. And we all have to have years in which we troubleshoot. We all have to have years in which we build camaraderie. And so don't feel like you're missing something. This is the year in which there's this real strong vibe of like-minded people working collaboratively together without conflict. Okay, so here is the next message. We have Justice. So this is something that you had in some way tried to create for yourself for a while, specifically that commonality or that camaraderie between yourself and the people around you. This was definitely something that you had consciously been working towards. And in fact, I feel like here there was this moment in which you almost pulled your hair out and you were like, I can't stand this anymore. It felt like all these like intense wands, like 10 of wands, sort of like weighing you down and really bothering you, to the point that there was like the straw that broke the camel's back. There was the last one that broke your patience for things, and you simply said no more. I can't live my life for discord. I have to live my life for peace. And you chose the path of more harmony, and that worked for you. And so now you are in some way, you've chosen this path for yourself and you're living it, and there's going to be benefits to that. And you know, we all have to have different, we can't always have peace, because if we always have peace and this kind of like only positivity, what happens is people exterior to that ultimately will have to deal with conflict and other things. So you can't kind of, you know, bury your head in the sand and ignore the outside world, but you can have this moment of harmony and peace for a certain amount of time, and it looks like this year is your time to have it. So I don't know if you're clear in what I'm saying, so let me just say it again in a different way. Basically, if you were to live in a light and bright energy the entire time, it becomes sort of problematic, because when you're thinking about the external world, at some point there will be someone who has to deal with the real issues. So you can't always have it your way and everything work out great, because it's in the real world, there's definitely disagreements, discord, conflicts of interest. But for a short time, a year, a month, I don't know how long, this is looking like your year, you can have this quiet year, especially if for the last year the North Node has been in Cancer and you've been working through very strong energies. So maybe this is your kind of reprieve from all the work you've done. So your karma, you've worked up all this karma to have this wonderful, happy year. Let's see the next message. You have the Gemini card. I think you're going to spend a lot of time alone with someone who you care about a lot. If you date men, it's very likely that you're with a very, very sensitive man, a man who is more sensitive than most other men, somebody who is very, very from the heart. Likewise, I think that you'll spend a lot of time with your family this year in quiet ways. So travel, just pulling away and living in not solitude, but like really, you know, driving out to the country and or going camping where you're kind of disconnected from the outside world and having peace with each other and living at peace and harmony with each other. So it's like a quieting year, and we have that in the first card, where it is going to be a quieter year, not a boring year, but a year in which your mind gets to rest. That's nice. I like this. Let's see the next card. So we have the Hanged Man. So this year, in some way, you're supposed to kind of wait on some things. You're supposed to wait for things to develop. You don't have to push so hard. You don't have to try to make sure that everything's correct. If you want to achieve certain things, you might find that there are small delays to you getting the things that you want, because the world is telling you to stop. The world is telling you to slow down, to recenter, to absorb, to process everything you've been through, and that's okay. So that's the general temperament, is to just kind of hang out and feel like I sense a lot of processing, especially processing about family dynamics and really thinking about who is who and what is what. Likewise in relationships, thinking about like relationships and what they mean and all of that, while still at the same time really energetically trying to be in positive spaces and celebratory and just enjoying yourself in the company that you're in. Here is the next message. And we have the Ace of Wands. So there will be some kind of new beginning. And especially for those of you who are looking for a relationship, there might be some kind of new relationship coming through this year, some kind of very passionate physical one. This emotional one can have a strong element of being a physical relationship as well. I have a feeling that something comes into your life that makes life fair. We already have a couple different cards that are saying that your life is going to be made more fair, especially with a situation that you may have felt was unfair in the past. I think what's going to happen is you're going to let go attachment from your feelings about that situation, and then there's going to be concurrent or maybe lateral things coming into your life that will be making opportunities for corruption to end, for fairness to begin. But it's not that much to do with you getting involved in things. It's not like you're going to be very heavily standing up for your rights. That was more 2019 and 2020. This is more about allowing the chips fall where they may and allowing good things to come in from which you can grow from. So it's like reaping the benefits of your environment, of the circumstances you're in. So just, that's the general energy. Next card is the Seven of Swords. So not everything's going to have a solution. Some things are meant to be open-ended this year, so remember that. That's something that you guys might want to write down for yourselves, because Cancers actually do like closure on things. They don't like to not know, and have things like completely open-ended, especially in relationships. So some things that are around you are not going to get fully resolved this year, and it's important for you to be at peace with that. It doesn't mean that it's not working or failing or otherwise breaking down. It's just saying that, you know, it needs more time. And that more time is going to lead to more opportunity. That more time is going to lead to more blessings, and it's going to bring in good things in the long term for you, Cancer. Let's take a look at your message next. So we have the Queen of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries, secondary transit in water. There's a woman who's moving away. She may be a man for some of you, so just shift this around. She may not be a fire sign, but somebody who is very focused on looks, someone who's physically very beautiful. She may be leaving or moving away, being removed from your current environment. This is going to be interesting for you because this is someone who you're very close with. And so that doesn't mean that they're going away forever, but in some way they've been a focal point in your life. And this year there's going to be more distance in that relationship. So it's not saying it's over. It's just saying that the nature of the relationship will change. Likewise, maybe for some of you, she's going to become more prominent. So it's pretty much, if she's been very prominent in your life, you'll know who she is or he is. They're just like a fiery, intense, bright individual, probably really good looking, that kind of thing. If they're really prominent in your life, expect that to become less prominent. And if it's someone you've known who you haven't been around that much, that's going to shift to someone who's much more present. So I think one's going to turn into the next. Likewise, I have a feeling that you are going to go through a little glow up. You're going to look prettier than ever. And you are going to have the opportunity to address like how you look and take care of yourself a bit more. You will have more money for like cosmetic things if you so choose to pursue them. It doesn't have to be something complicated, but it is something that involves, you know, just sprucing yourself up and living better, looking better, whatever that means to you, you know, having even that radiant glow from the inside. So it doesn't mean that it's necessarily just superficial, but you are going to look better in whatever that means to you. The next message is the Universe card. And so there's something, I think, in your life very big that's, that's coming together. So there's a bigger set of sequences and events that are being put together towards the direction that you're going to go ultimately. Most likely this won't be this year, it'll be in 21 or 22. But for now, I would just say that there are these delays that are happening because there's a bigger picture thing that's on the horizon. There's a bigger picture thing that is kind of coming into realization. And the reason it's not coming together immediately is because it involves other people, outside forces, that kind of thing. The next message is the Lust card. So Lust, Leo, I would say if you have an issue to do with a Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and justice is attained, which means that balance is attained between you and them, if they try to come back in some way, if they try to in some way re-engage in the situation, don't give them the benefit of the doubt. They'll bring discord and havoc. Likewise, if you're having a relationship with someone that's purely physical, be very careful around that energy. Make sure that you're safe. Make sure, you're emotionally safe more than anything else. If you're being very passionate with someone and just physical and not serious, I have a feeling that you need to just make sure that that relationship is not going to pull you into some emotional difficult circumstances, okay? Also, if there's someone who's being extremely assertive around you, or like really pushing over on your will, or being intense, that's also a sign of an individual that I would stay away from this year. Probably most of the time, but especially this year, okay? And in some way, I have a feeling that they may affect your relationship with the King of Cups. So if you succumb to fighting or arguing or a power struggle with this person, it may negatively affect your gentle relationship with this person. So you don't want to sacrifice that for this, okay? So just stay clear of this energy. Not all Leos, but just you'll start to get to, you probably already have 2 months in known this energy. So if you're kind of in some way instinctually feeling at dis-ease around someone who has Leo transits, it'll come up again and again, and then you just back off from that energy. Here is the next message, and we have the Emperor. Very likely your business or home is going to significantly change this year, so look out for that. It's going to be monumental, so most likely it will be a change that involves several months or several weeks, and so you'll see it coming at you from a distance. You'll see it coming to you from far away. Let's see the next message. And we have the Two of Swords, Moon in Libra. Okay, so overall, your life is in very, very peaceful state. Very, very peaceful, very easy. It's not a year for you to really push very intensely, and especially after May. I don't think that you're going to have to strong arm anything in your life. Everything's going to just flow by pretty gently. And so, yeah, that's a really good energy, especially after the intense 1.5-year transit of the North Node in Cancer. It was a particularly difficult one because there was no transits but your natal ones there. So everyone around you kind of flocked to you like geese. Have you ever seen geese flock? They're cute, but it's also kind of intimidating. So you're going to get a break from that pummeling energy. So you can get back to what you wanted to do without feeling the intensity of that vibe. The next message is Princess of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in Earth, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Okay, so in this energy, there could be also people with whom you need to figure out what they actually mean when they say this person here. I think that's the only person you need to really watch out for from what I can tell. Everything else is pretty agreeable. So when you're speaking with others, maybe because your environment is surrounded by other water signs, you may really want to practice asking the right questions and making sure that you understand what they're saying. Because water signs, you're a water sign, are notorious for being ambiguous or emotionally fluid. And so when somebody is flexible and saying a lot of different things that are maybe mutually exclusive and then overlap in some way, there could be a whole mix of things. It could be very good to simplify and really understand what they mean in order to not get misled or confused, and especially in your family situations. Although I don't think there's confusion in your family situations at all. I think it happens in your social environment, actually. And so that will also cause more delays. This is a water card, so it will also cause more delays in when your social life is confusing, because, like, for example, making plans. It's like, what time are we meeting? Where are we meeting? Like, really ask the details. So that you're not standing there waiting for half an hour, delays. So, okay, so next card is Hierophant. Very happy to tell you that many of you will get married. And you'll find a lot of happiness and community, a lot of success, happiness, and community. And I think that you'll find your like good spot there. So, you know, when you go over to a friend's house and there's like a lot of people going over there, I don't know about you, but I have my spot. Go to my spot. And that's true for my social group as well. And so maybe you'll find your spot amid your social group. Let's see the last card for today. Well, I'll show you the bottom one too. We have the 9 of Rods. Yeah, it's like, this is like your walls, but your walls aren't up. It's like, it's your year of rest. This is a very similar energy. And so in some way, you're just pulling back, doing your own thing, and just allowing things to just be until some bigger questions are answered, until it's time to move forward in new directions. So it's a pause here. It's a real break here. Much different energy than last year, huh? But it's a nice one. It's going to be a welcome one. You're going to have a lot of good times, a lot of heart-centered connections, that kind of thing. On the bottom is the 7 of Cups, Venus in Scorpio. And I was like, where is this card? I was like, where is this card amid all this confusion? There it is. So it's like, it's great to live in Venus and Scorpio. It's great to have the experience of, like, you know, imagine going somewhere tropical and warm and sitting on the beach and nothing has to really make sense. That's a wonderful space, but remember, you still have a life to lead, so don't get lost in Neverland. Don't get lost in the dreams, because it's just not good. It's not going to be consequential for you this year, but I feel like just make sure as you are going through the year and enjoying yourself, you spend some time understanding the underpinnings of the things that are going on and keep grounded as much as possible. Maybe grounding exercises once a week, you know, will help. So that means when you're connecting to the earth and getting really present, do some kind of meditation once a week or once every 2 weeks, like that, and that will really help. You can do it with the moon, you know, twice a month. That's not hard, right? Okay, I'm going to do the extended now and put it all for members only in the description and over here. And I hope you're enjoying this. Members, I hope you enjoy your preview. And thank you guys again for waiting for your video. Talk to you soon. Bye.